Alright, am I tripping? How do I get to the... Alright. I think I'm gonna play Guild Wars 2 for right now, actually. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're playing Guild Wars 2. That update just came out. I need to figure out what the hell's going on.
Wavvy Beatz.
Alright.
Wavvy Beatz.
What what's what's good, niggas? I'm currently live on YouTube.
almost smell them. Filthy barn animals.
They would have burned Saiyan to the ground. What do you need?
Yo, what's up, Mattio? This is Guild Wars. Guild Wars 2. An update just came out, so gotta figure out where the fuck it is at to buy it. Am I tripping? I think I gotta go to the website because my account's linked on there. I'm gonna go check. Pretty sure I gotta go to the freaking website, man. That came out yesterday. All right. Oh yeah, I already bought it. Okay, yeah, we gotta play this. I gotta finish my story. I don't have to buy it, so it's part of what I've already bought. I'm looking for something to buy that I've already bought. All right. Yep. You see. Finish with the story. Damn, I gotta go. Alright, here we go. So we gotta finish the story. Tragic.
Stoic Alder.
If you're looking for Poised Arrow, he's not here. Your scuffle with the stranger left his mind raw. I don't know what you endured. I haven't seen him so heavy with angst since Silken Wheel left us.
I can explain.
After the mainland attack, his nerve was turbulent. He said you were left with little choice. My son survived.
6 feet tall.
Your friends survived. I don't need to mourn what didn't come to fruition.
The creature that killed your kin is dead. And alchemy did its stink.
Another sunset. Did you find Aurora? Pokey didn't say.
She wasn't with the dead. A good sign, but we'll keep looking.
We'll settle down.
Every single time, every single crime, every single lie, early lie.
What's up, J dude? Playing Guild Wars. An update just came out.
I'm telling you the truth. It's not just one or two. It's every single Jew. They all hate you.
Scale.
Of that scale, no.
This update just came out.
Distance and time, he'll come back to us with a
Yeah. I know who it is.
I think Grace by Fire was the
Yeah. What's up, man?
probably wants to thank you.
It's a new parts of the map, new storyline and shit. All right, hold up. Just gotta share this to the TikTok. I'm gonna be on here a little bit longer. Gotta get this YouTube monetized. It's pretty early. Get the YouTube up there. Where were you at? Bro, you gotta be careful, man. You gotta drive slow, bro. Just drive the speed limit. Where were you at when that happened? Alright, I'm good to go, man. Gotta put this Guild Wars work in.
On your feet again.
Damn, bro. I'm glad he didn't pull you over.
Keith might have something to say about that.
Oh, he wasn't going for you. Okay, it just like happened to be, you know, timing. I got you.
Never attacked, not once, but twice.
This man like, fuck, not shaman again.
It's true. I'm just glad we got Pokey out of there in one piece.
According to
That
guiding
thing
star, one
was,
wrong.
you know,
I'm relieved Pokey is okay.
me too. But until we know what's left,
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't get pulled over though, bro.
find our footing. How can I help you stay seated? You need rest.
Yo, the super is. Are you still there, J-Man? He's still there.
Wilderness abounds.
Yeah, bro. That just. You like, man, what the hell? It's like, why am I getting picked on? Yeah, but the super is driving flawless now, man. It's the best. I got it at the end of 2018, and right now it's the best it's been.
I've also observed
I'm happy. Like, this is the best. This is the best it's ever been, bro.
frenzied, enraged.
Took all the way to goddamn June 2025. Almost 20. It's about 7 years later, man.
But once you're done
I've had the car for going on 7 years, 6 years plus. It's the best it's ever been right now. It's the most confident I've been in it too, because before, like if I had it out for a while, yeah, I know, right? If I had it out for a while, it's one of them things like, dang, when I'm getting in the start, it's like, in the back of my mind, I'm always, when I'm cranking it over, like, is it about to give me problems? Oh yeah, I'm happy, dude. Like, is it about to give me problems? Wait, I'm in a new part of the map. I ain't been over here. Was this part locked or something? How did I not? I think this shit was locked. No, they must have unlocked it, bro. There's no way I ain't been over here. Yeah. Okay. I say no way, bro.
The bloodstone is morphing with the environment. Can't be good.
That's one thing about this game. It's a beautiful game. But yeah, man, my car run good. It sounds good. It sounds freaking amazing, man. With all the full pressure, all the full air, everything working, like the air, like nothing seeping out. There's full pressure now. So like it's running now, man. I crank it up. It could be hot outside or whatever, man. It's cranking up perfectly. I can hear it. It just sounds healthy, man. I'm so happy in it. Shout out to Chris, man. I just wish I had knew to even think about telling him to check for a vacuum leak years ago, you know? That could have been used years and years ago. Wait, what the hell? Oh yeah, lowland shore. Alright. Dude. Just running. I'm happy as hell, man. I've had that shit since, like I said, end of 18. I hop in there, I know I'm confident it's gonna start when I hop in there. Perfectly. It's not gonna bog down or do nothing weird when I try to crank it. Then I gotta rev to give it gas and stuff just to keep it alive.
Is that bloodstone? Ooh, sure smells like it. Camp's just around the corner.
I gotta go like under. See, I know this game all too well. I think I need to get on my skimmer.
Is that bloodstone? Ooh, sure smells like it. Camp's just around the corner. Serene. Bet this place would be pretty nice if it had a kinder history.
Yeah, the Super is freaking mint. All my cars are good now. I'm happy. Just need to change the vet. I think I told you it has a nail in the tire. It's leaking slow. I don't know what happened. It's weird because it had been leaking slow for years. I've had it in the tire for like 2 years, but it's leaking so freaking slow. Then all of a sudden out of nowhere, it started leaking fast, right? Like losing like 1 pound an hour, like after 2 days going completely flat. And then all of a sudden it's back to like leaking like not even 1 pound a whole day. I don't know what happened. I don't know, man. Some weird shit. So like I said, now the vet is leaking like 1 pound a day or less. Very slow leak, but oh, that was weird. What's up, Miguel? How's it going? Just over here playing some Guild Wars, man. New expansion and shit came out.
Starting to internalize everyone's warnings.
And I don't play this game. I need to play this game more. I have a whole guild. I have a whole guild on here. I should be playing this way more. I'm a whole guild leader, man. I just want to be kind of nosy, I guess, and go over here. Oh, so it was blocked off. Can you see how that is? Yeah, it's blocked. Just so it was. I'm not tripping. So this shit was blocked off. I was like, wait, I didn't explore this area. No, they just opened it up for me.
Bloodstone. Ooh, sure smells like it. Camp's just around the corner.
Oh, let me cut Myron Gaines back up. Hold up. What the?
I'll be there with some friends. They gave me an address and the time to show up, and I'm thinking I'm showing up to do a party, just a regular little striptease for a birthday girl.
But like, that's a great answer. How do they find you? Like, is it ads, internet? Like, how do they even track somebody like you there?
Oh yeah, yo, all my marketing and stuff in my business is like SEO, so Google searches. So if you go online in the New York City area and you put in male strippers for hire or whatever, my website's gonna come up. So they just clicked on the website and called the number, and I just happened to pick up the phone. It wasn't, I don't think they were looking for me specifically.
Right.
I just picked up the phone.
Got you. Where did these, well, let's say the first time, where did these events usually happen at? Puff's house, Cassie's house, hotel? Like, where did these events happen at?
I was all super high-end hotels.
Gotcha.
So I remember it was the Trump Tower.
Trump Tower. Baby oil everywhere in the Trump Tower.
Gramercy Hotel.
You got the goddamn baby oil everywhere.
Park West.
And just so you guys know, this is how it normally went. Diddy and Cassie almost always had these freak-offs at hotels. There was a few times they did it at her apartment with more trusted escorts that they used, like Jules. But for the most part, most of the time it was always done at hotels, like he said.
Why is it so? What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. I don't remember the name, but they were all.
And he's not saying it, but if I'm not mistaken, I think Cassie contacted him the first time in the early 2010s, 2011, 2012-ish.
Diddy
was the first time he got contacted. And this is the Punisher, by the way, guys. This is the dude that has the erectile dysfunction shit.
The Punisher.
This is him, aka in pursuit of freezer meat. This guy.
Along the lines of super high-end, super suites. One of the suites, man, in the London hotel. It was so crazy when I got out of it. I Googled it, and the joint was like $30K a night. Yo.
God damn.
I've never seen nothing like this in my life, man. The hotel room looked like, you know that scene in the Titanic when they walk in that ballroom and the stairway well comes down?
Right.
Like the hotel room was crazy, man.
30K a night. P. Diddy got that bread, bro.
Like I said in my I can't remember the exact amount of time, so I estimated between 8 and 12 times, but it would be like every few months, but it would be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like I would come Friday night, then they come back Saturday night, then come back Sunday, and then I might not be called.
Now that makes sense because, as you guys know, with the freak-offs, they used to go sometimes between, you know, a couple hours to a couple of days. You know what I mean? So,
P. Diddy, bro.
That's what it is.
P. Diddy, bro.
3-4 months, and then they'll just pop up. So at the time, I thought they lived out of town.
Said P. Diddy loved that shit, man.
Call me from a Cali number, so I assumed they were out of state.
You said this fake looks fun?
Said, yo, can I hit you when we're in town? Right. It would be multiple nights in a row.
I don't think the story mode's that fun. I gotta do the story mode.
And if some of these questions
to unlock the new parts of the maps.
Repeated because you've been asked these same questions. I just want, you know, we have a different audience from with the interviews you've done, and some people may not know the trial or what's happening. So some of these questions, I don't want to seem like it's redundant if you answered them 100 times this week. So I was reading.
Yeah, because it's a bunch of niggas watching Cam. That's why.
That.
Let's be honest here.
In the beginning, you didn't even know what was going on, or that it was even Puff was participating. Could you explain your first time going to one of these?
Jose says, what up, Myron? What does it take on people saying
it's
that
fun.
Elon Musk really did Doge to get taxpayers' data to plug his AI he created with Palantir? Well, remember that Musk isn't a part of Palantir. Obviously, he's cool Peter Thiel, who has significant ties to Palantir and the PayPal Mafia, etc. But you could make that argument. We don't know yet. I know Musk isn't too happy. He's been complaining on Twitter all week about the deficit spending, which is going to come into this big, beautiful bill, by the way, which we'll talk about that.
Right.
Yeah, so like I really believed they were a married couple. Like when I got there, I didn't recognize Cassie.
Right.
Like I saw.
Also, the first time that they showed up, and again, I'm telling you guys off a testimony that I heard him say and from Cassie, so I'm weaving things together for you guys. Whenever escort would show up the first time,
Nigga got like a terrorist mask. He got like a Middle Eastern mask on.
when an escort shows up the first time, Cassie's always wearing a mask, and Diddy wears like a veil or a mask as well, so they don't know what's going on.
To Diddy used to get excited. Fuck yeah! Man over smashing his girl. Yeah! Throwing money. Fuck yeah! Literally.
So I think this is making
Diddy over there
good,
throwing
but
money
then
on
when
him.
Making good was much thicker.
Keep going, man.
So
Keep going.
I couldn't really figure it out. So, and then when she said her husband,
P. Diddy, man. Looking weirdo, man.
To finally, you know, do his voyeur thing and see what's going on.
So hold on real quick.
P. Diddy in the corner
It didn't
watching.
start with Puff in the room.
Never started with him in the room.
Okay.
It would only be me and her.
Then this
and she
nigga,
said
then
at
this nigga
some
creep
point,
in.
Her husband's gonna walk in.
Nigga come
and I was
in.
not supposed to acknowledge him, look at him.
For real, listen to this
like
shit.
he's not even
He's sitting in the corner.
Right.
So we'll be like on the couch.
And he'll
let's
come
say
in and
one
sit in the
end of
corner.
room, and then like on the far end of the room, it'll be like a table with a chair. And eventually he'll come in the room and like sit in the area, of course, the room, like watching. And we're supposed to act like he's not there.
Fuck yeah!
How often, pardon, not how often, how long did it take until you realized that it was Diddy?
Bro, like, I want to say like over a year.
That's crazy, bro.
Get the fuck out of here.
Over a year.
A whole year? Why? So let me, how long did
I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy. But
It makes sense.
look, I know some of you guys might be saying, what the fuck, how's that possible?
I think it's possible.
Remember, guys, when he would go to these things, right? You know, it's dark in there. There's candles, and he's not supposed to acknowledge Diddy when he walks in the room.
It's dark as fuck. They
So,
always do
he's
say
supposed
that.
to kind of just, you know,
You got all that baby
be there
oil and no
doing his
candles.
thing, rubbing baby oil on himself and not really know what the fuck's going on.
For real, bro, it's just crazy. He got baby oil everywhere. He
guess
got
I can
candles
see
lit.
why
It's dark.
He might have not known for a while that it was Diddy, but damn, I didn't know it was that long because the prosecution didn't ask that. How long did it take you to figure out it was Diddy? They just asked how he figured out that it was Diddy. And I told you guys this before. He basically looked at one of the TVs and it said, "Welcome, Sean Combs." That's when he put it together.
Yep. It wasn't even through seeing. It was
You know, 'cause when you
something he
show
saw
up
in
to
his
this
house.
stuff, bro, like, you know, you're dealing with people that are already kind of be shady and they want their privacy, so they're gonna do things in the background to make sure that you know you don't know who they are and shit. So, and also, guys, we're gonna cover what went down in trial today as well. Let's keep watching this interview though, but you know,
here.
it's very interesting to see this all kind of play out here.
Okay, let's. I want to stick to that for a second, but
Wait,
how
what?
long did you know till it was Cassie?
So the minute I found out it was Diddy, that's when I knew it was Cassie.
So it took a year for you to find out for Cassie as well?
Yeah, yo,
Okay.
I didn't recognize it. Like when I jumped out of it, I did try to do the Google searches. Like I wanted to try to figure out who it was,
Right.
but I'm Googling a married couple.
Right.
So every result I'm getting is not leading me to the right places because they're not married.
Got you.
You know, so then, and I never found out with a visual cue. It was a hotel, the ex's house, and I would get there, let's say 2 a.m, and sometimes nothing would pop off for hours. So in this case, they threw me in like an extra room in the suite, and just to
Nice,
kill time,
man.
I happened to cut on the TV, but in the TV had
MVPs.
a welcome message. So the TV said, "Yo, ex's house would like to welcome Mr. Sean Combs." And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I had no idea.
So that's how you
Oh
found out
shit!
that it
This
was
P
Cassie
Diddy.
and Diddy by just coming on the TV and seeing the introduction on the television. Wow.
On the TV.
Wow.
This P Diddy shit.
I seen also in the transcripts that you would say that it was just a sex scene in the beginning. Nothing, no intercourse. How long until you had actual intercourse?
I remember back when Cam was bald. This nigga got a full head of hair now, bro.
What was happening in the first few sessions when it wasn't any intercourse?
Nah, it was only the first session where it wasn't intercourse.
Okay, so 10 times.
And guys, the way the story went the first time was they rubbed baby oil on each other. What's his name? Diddy comes out while he's rubbing baby oil on himself and Cassie, and he has a veil on, And he kind of walks out whacking off. And let me show you, I did a funny short on this shit, bro. Let me show y'all niggas.
Yo, P Diddy, wow, bro. You hear this shit?
But yeah. And then Cassie asked, hey, do you want, Cassie asked him, do you want to finish? And he said no, right? For obvious reasons. But, and she basically offered him, do you want to smash? And he was kind of weirded out, so he said no. Let me see if I can find this shit for you guys. I keep playing this.
One time it was only not intercourse the first time.
The first time, and it was offered, yo. But I was so bugged out, like this wasn't my hustle, right? So I'm really in there thinking this is a married couple, and they want to do some voyeur, sexy scene. So we did the like set up on the couches, the baby all rubbed down or whatever, and then at some point, Puff jumped up. I didn't know it was him. He left the room.
All right, so here we go. I got y'all ready to help, bro.
Yep.
All right. Shout out to my guy Brett for editing this shit, bro.
Could you imagine, bro? Like you're standing there, rubbing baby on yourself, and you got some chick across from you. You're supposed to do like some sexy scene, and you know that her husband is supposed to show up, and then you're just like you're doing this shit, like kind of looking around, and the room is dim, and there's like candles everywhere, and then all of a sudden Diddy walks in. He walked in with a veil on one of them. Out the peripheral of my eye, I just saw this. Could you imagine, bro?
Yo, man, that's really what happened, chat. He be in the corner whacking it, man. Yo, what the fuck, bro? Okay.
She left the room to talk to him, and she came back like, yo, that was perfect. We happy, we good. And then she said to me, yo, do you want to finish? Meaning, you know, I guess, do I want to bust a nut out? You know what I'm saying? And my first example, you know, I'm trying to be professional. Like, I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, if y'all good, I'm good. This ain't about me. And I just left, you know, but she did say, all right, well, when we get back in town, we want to hit you again. Is it okay? I'm like, yeah, I just got $2K to rub down like a super.
Yeah, so you got paid like $2,000 instead of $200.
Bad chick. So I'm not, of course I'm down if you want to hit me back, but it was offered to me the first time and I actually turned it down, yo. Trying to be on some professional.
Was baby oil mandatory?
Mandatory, yo.
Yeah, he got a baby oil. That shit's mandatory.
He said mandatory.
Also in the transcripts that you said it was just supposed to be like a sexy scene. Meaning
What the?
Puff would
Mandatory, bro.
A certain way, or tell her to move the candles a certain way for lighting purposes for his visual. Could you explain that?
Yeah, so like when I first got in there, she made it clear that this
What's up, Johnny?
Was setting up for her husband.
Everywhere, bro.
You know, it was like couches, all the furniture in the suite was covered.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell is that? Sickly, well, I've health and slipped in outskirts.
Chair across from like a big sofa, and we were supposed to sit on there and kind of, I'm supposed to put oil on myself. She's supposed to do the same, and then at some point we'll rub it on each other, and we doing little like masturbating. I'm masturbating, she's masturbating, but you could tell.
And that's another thing. So Diddy would have them like stare at each other and goon, which is something else that he wanted them to do, which is strange, but it's what he would do.
It was act.
Right.
Like we're like in character, like one of them corny Cinemax movies. You know what I'm saying? Like the sex scene in the little Cinemax movies. So we're trying to make it look like the part, you know, and then he would give subtle cues because he's across the room and the room's dark, everything's candle lit, and he'll say like, yo, move a little bit, yo, move the candle, I can't really see, or move the body, and he would never talk to me, not one word to me, only to her. And if his instructions for me, it goes to her and she tells me. So it was like a real scripted kind of routine, and it really went like that every single time.
So he was basically orchestrating a sex scene without directly talking to you, but telling her certain things.
Exactly.
Wow. Crazy. I seen also in the transcript, or I actually heard you talk about this, that Puff will have the Muslim mask on and be naked from the neck down.
Nigga said the Muslim mask. What the fuck, bro?
What was that like? Pause.
Socom, pump! launch.
What do you mean? Uncomfortable.
Yo, man, this nigga Cam is funny. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, what was that like? Pause.
Uncomfortable, bro.
You talk about this. That Puff will have the Muslim mask on and be naked from the neck down. What was that like? Pause.
Bro, that was like the weirdest shit ever. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga come with the thing naked from the waist down, bro. That's why I showed y'all that short of me doing that.
Like, it's already weird knowing like a dude's coming in the room, you know? But
and mind you, this guy has erectile dysfunction, chat. He's been struggling with it his whole life. So could you imagine you've been struggling with ED
Oh, you did?
your entire
Did you
life?
clean? You cleaned that
And now some
PlayStation?
dude walks in wearing a fucking
What you do? Cut the settings down? What you do?
a veil? Allahu Akbar! Whacking it, and then sits in the corner and it's all dark. You don't see nothing.
you know, I'm messing with the chick, and mind you, I'm seeing all this peripheral.
Right.
So it's extra crazy because it's not straight on. So it's at the corner of my eye. I'm like, yo, this dude got on like a veil. And,
Oh, I'm in the wrong area. That's why.
Half the time he's
It says
off.
it says slid in there. That's why I
Bruh.
sit over here slithing.
I ain't gonna lie.
outskirts.
I think Cam's face says it all, right? Cam's face says it all. Yo, just so y'all know, this nigga made a book, bro. This dude made a book. Let me show you guys. Hold on. I'll keep playing the interview and I'll pull it up for you guys on the side, bro. This nigga made a book, bro.
Inside the side, so it was definitely a difficult space to try to be in. But I ain't no front, bro. At the time, I'm greedy. I want this bread. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the scenario, and I'm trying to make it work. But
Yo, dude wrote a book right here. In Search of Freezer Meat, a story of the male mental health crisis caused by erectile dysfunction and the only true cure no one is talking about, a penis implant. Bro, you can't make this shit up, bro.
Okay, I got it.
Nigga literally wrote a book. Look at this shit, man.
I gotta put in some time on here. Gotta do at least 2 hours, bro.
What is that? Bro. Bruh. Yo, this trial is not real, chat. This trial is, I'm fucking shocked, man.
It was tough, man. It was tough.
It was just a veil. Somebody told me he had a Yankee fitted
Man, I would have just pled guilty if I was Diddy, bro. All this shit coming out of trial is crazy.
over the veil. Like what? Like everything. So everything was just covering the face, super duper pores, and naked from the neck down every single time.
He did it wild.
Time, man. So that's a little construed, right? It was a veil, just period. Like the ones the Muslim women wear, so you don't see anything but the eyes. But I think at some point after like the year and change, and it was a while, he wore the veil for a minute.
Right.
I think they might have figured out. I saw the TV, and at some point he just changed to a Yankee fitted. So at some point he dropped the veil, and I guess he knew. Maybe he saw the TV on, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I probably left it, and I guess he figured out, homie figured it out. So he stopped wearing the veil, and he would just, like, rock a fitted.
Right. I also seen that you say when you and her were doing what you guys were doing, he would be pacing back and forth with a bottle of Astroglide.
Yeah, man. Every time, you know, it was obviously...
Yeah, he said that on his testimony too. He could tell that it was Astroglide because of the purple cap, I think.
Something he was into in terms of visually watching this. So
what was being done with the Astroglide though? Huh.
I guess he's using it as lubricant to beat off. You know what I'm saying? That was, you know, he's pleasuring himself during the action. So obviously he's using that for lube.
Do you consider Puff?
Yo, jacking off with the New York fitted is crazy, bro. What the fuck? You go from Derek Jeter to Derek Jerk Off. God damn.
What cuckold?
Yeah, I mean the whole time that's what I thought it was.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I thought it was.
It's because you keep using the word voyeur. This is cuckold activity.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, we're gonna step it up to cuckold.
Yeah. So I'm saying,
hey, Pete.
Yeah,
hey.
voyeurism is just basically looking, right? But
PDD.
like this, 100%. This is just straight up cucking, bro.
Because that's what she said to me.
Right.
Like when I came in.
Cause that,
but
you know why? Cause they down. You know why? Cause Voyeur don't seem as bad as Cuckold. So they downplay it with the, yo, I'm just a Voyeur. Nah, you was an official Cuckold, nigga. Cause Voyeur, I mean, you watching anybody, not your girl. Cuckold is when your girl is in play. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, I agree with that definition. I agree with that. Cause voyeurism is literally anything, bro. That's just like pervy niggas that want to like look at shit. When niggas want to see specifically it be their girl, yeah, 100%. That's
yeah, he's
wow.
Cuckoldish, man. Did Puff ever participate?
Nah, man. Nah, he stayed across the room. Like I said in my testimony.
Bro, that'd be crazy if the nigga was wearing Timbs and a Yankee fitted and nothing else, just naked everywhere else. That'd be crazy.
Man, said some Timbs.
The closest he got to actual action, like it was one time.
It's a new area.
Almost every session happened in the living room, but it was one specific one where we got moved to the bedroom, me and her.
Mm-hmm.
So in the bedroom, he's in a closer proximity because he's walking around the bed.
This is the base
and
map.
At some point, like almost at like the strip club, he took like a stack of hundreds, just threw it on the bed while we was
Oh yeah, I told y'all about that story. I told y'all about that one when he threw the stack of money and that shit threw him off, bro.
Well, when me and her was having sex and we both was like what's going on? And he just was like, nah, I'm enjoying this shit.
Yeah, cause she even turned back and said, Puff, you okay? And he was like, nah, I'm just enjoying this. Cause the nigga just walked in and just, could you imagine, bro? Like, guys, you gotta.
Yeah.
You just gotta like.
You're down here?
I don't want to put your guys' minds in a dirty place, but for purposes of, understanding the scenario, to understand this crime, you're sitting there and you're smashing some chick, right? Doggy style.
These islands.
And then, you kind of know that you're being watched or whatever.
Yeah, bro.
But then the nigga just comes into the room, barges in, and just throws a stack of money at you and her, right? Come on, man. That's gonna be fucking weird. You're over here like, trying to focus. And on top of that, you got erectile dysfunction, right? So you're just doing it like this with your eyes closed and shit, trying to imagine that this is somewhat normal, trying to fucking bust a nut, because if you don't, you're not gonna get a fucking job after this. Niggas are gonna fire you. And some dude fucking walks in, right, with a Yankee fitted naked, yeah, with a bunch of money, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, that's just wild. And then Cassie, she don't see what's going on, because, she's obviously on all fours and shit. And she looked back. He even said on his testimony, she looked back and was like, Puff, you okay? Nigga was smiling, he was like, yeah, I'm just enjoying this shit. Nigga got hype. So, yeah, bro.
And, we just kept doing what we was doing.
All right.
Crazy, bro.
Pardon me, I'm gathering the information.
yeah. It's just crazy, bro. His mind's trying to process this shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yo, see the reaction of Cam? Some like hood dude from Harlem listening to this story is crazy.
Y'all in the bed, he's circling the room, takes out sack on it, just throw it on the bed.
Throw it on the bed.
Wow. It's crazy. Sorry about that. I was just thinking. What was the most money you made doing this with them?
Every single time I came, it was $1,200 or $2,000. But like I said, sometimes I could come 3 days in a row.
Right. So
be $1,200, $2,000, $1,200 for that. You know what I'm saying?
For that session.
3 days. Yeah, exactly.
Got you. And it would last 2-3 days?
Yeah, 2-3 days, but not straight. Like a few hours, I'll go home, you'll come back again.
And the reason why, guys, because he used to cycle in multiple escorts. Like, he doesn't know this Punisher, but what Diddy would do is when he would do these freak offs, he would circle in multiple escorts, and it would go for multiple days.
A few hours, I'll go home, come back again. That
nigga's on time. That nigga's on clockwork. That's a wild nigga, man. I also seen that you say,
yo, this nigga commentary is crazy, man.
Cassie said she felt comfortable with you. And did you take that as she liked you?
Not really. I knew it was clear, man. This was something we were setting up for her dude, right? At the time, I'm thinking her husband, because she said this to me the very first encounter, right? So I didn't think it was a personable, she's into me, but obviously, if this is something that has to be done based on their sexual fetish, well, she's gonna do it with somebody that, all right, I'm comfortable with this dude, you know?
Right.
So I always took it as, however the vibe was, however things went, it worked for her. So that's why she said, I want to call you back, you know?
Got you. Did Puff ever appear jealous while you guys were
I don't think
having
so.
intercourse or participating with each other?
I don't think so.
Not at all, man.
Hell no.
Not at all. Like I told you, the focus was making sure
He's happy.
got the right visuals, the lighting was right, put more baby oil on. Like it was,
The lighting's right. Move that candle over, bitch.
into it from an enjoyment standpoint.
So, but you saying he basically never was jealous. Did Cassie ever reach out to you?
Fuck yeah!
No.
That's a big no, because he had to be there.
Nah, it was strictly business. And honestly, man, I wasn't even trying to play that, get caught up in some type of
the money was too good. He didn't want to fuck that up.
Fantasy. I know one of the other dudes got caught up in some fantasy of
yeah, the other guy, Phillips, got started getting feelings for Cassie like a simp.
They could be together. I knew what it was, man.
Right.
She with a dude in $30,000 a night suites.
Come on.
Like I move, I can pull it off with chicks, but that's a tough act to follow. You know what I'm saying? So I saw it as
that
an
money,
opportunity,
bro.
man, and I was just trying to come through.
That bread, $30,000 a night.
I could with that easy money.
Yo, $30,000 a night. Like, bro, I ain't even trying to fuck with this bitch. Like, I can't compete with her nigga, bro. $30,000 a night. She's spoiled. There's no. She said the reason she didn't leave P Diddy because Jay-Z was already taken. That's what she said. She couldn't go no higher.
Yo!
P Diddy was. She said Jay-Z was already taken, bro. The hotel, bro. $30K a night for the hotel, man.
What in the niggatry is going on, bro? What the fuck? I ain't gonna lie, guys, this is why Cameron is one of my favorite rappers. When I used to listen to hip hop heavy back in the day, this guy was actually one of my favorite rappers, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Yeah, what the
There's a couple songs I like by Cameron.
Yo, nigga, cut to the chase. That's the real questions, man.
Oh, you gonna suck it or not?
Yo, W journalism, bro. Nigga asking what the
I've been hustling the block.
For the people. He's asking what the rest
Dipset.
of us want to know. Yo.
That's back when I was in high school.
Wow.
Back when I was in my day.
Yo, like the goddamn video, motherfucker. Smash that like button, bro.
Falcon punch.
Yo, this shit is comedy, man. Yo, smash that fucking like button. And guys, the reason why this is even funnier for me, because you guys got to look at it from my perspective, right? This shit's funnier for me because I sat in the courtroom. So when I sat in the courtroom, I listened to the Punisher straight up. I listened to this guy, like on the stand saying this shit. I'm in the courtroom. I can hear everything. I'm taking notes meticulously, right? Because I'm like, all right, I got to report on this later on. So I'm taking notes. So I know this case to a very deep level, right? So it's really funny for me to be here, listen to this broadcast with Cam, knowing all the shit that I know and hearing all the other testimony I've heard, right? Because in my head, as he's telling the story, I'm pausing it and then giving you guys the full backstory of what happened.
Yo, what's up,
right?
King?
Explaining things and weaving things together. Because what's up happening, right? If you're paying attention to the trial, witnesses' statements all start to match
Code,
up.
I appreciate you for following.
So for me, this is extra entertaining. Because I've heard this testimony, but now he's able to tell it in a more candid manner with Cam. Because obviously, when he's there and the prosecutor's asking him questions, it's all business, right? He's got to answer the questions, be proper, don't go too far. He can't go into details. They'll object if he says too much shit. So now I'm hearing the testimony kind of unedited.
Raw,
right?
unfiltered.
The same testimony. And then Cam,
What? Need
instead
one
of
more?
being the prosecutor asking questions about the crime, this nigga's asking the questions that the rest of us want to hear. So this makes it extra fucking funny for me, man. I ain't gonna lie. And probably for you guys too. If you guys have been watching my Diddy coverage, you guys know I go in crazy detail. A lot of you guys are probably very well aware of the case as well now at this point, if you guys have been watching this channel. right?
Hell yeah, I'm aware of the case now because I've been
anyways,
listening to it. I'm
I
straight
gotta
to that.
rewind that part a little bit, bro. This shit crazy.
Diddy, bro.
Like to follow, you know what I'm saying? So
30K a
I
night.
saw it as an opportunity, man.
Hell
I
no, I
was
ain't trying to take
come
his
through
bitch.
and,
30K a night, he can have
come
her.
up whatever way I could with
I
that
can't compete
easy
with
money.
this man.
I saw it.
Yeah, I ain't knocking you, my nigga. How was that pussy though?
You hear this nigga?
I mean, bro.
Look, he's gotta hold back the laughter. He didn't even know that shit was crazy. Nigga's holding back the laughter. You see his lip quivering right there? Pause.
Even if it was fire.
Bro, was the pussy good for family? Let's stop the political shit.
Cameron crazy.
We on Harlem time, my nigga. You 39th Street on 40.
We Harlem time, my nigga. Yeah, because I think this guy's from Harlem too, actually. This guy's from Harlem too. And you can tell, bro, that you know how New York people sound when they talk.
Was the pussy? How was that pussy, my nigga?
This guy.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I couldn't get there, bro.
Okay.
Like I got it too paced.
Y'all know, because obviously niggas is searching freezer meat. That's why. That's why he couldn't get there. Bro has erectile dysfunction.
It just all the candles, baby oil.
Beating his joint, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My peripherals, my spider senses is wilding, you know what I'm saying? And especially when I found out it was Puff. When I found out it was Puff,
It made it worse.
All the way worse.
Got worse.
If you grew up in Harlem, if you grew up in that era, I can't validate it, but everybody knows there's rumors, right? There's rumors that he could be, you know, interested in dudes. So the whole time I'm semi-paranoid.
Like, he about to come touch
What Cassie
me.
would do is she would tell the strippers that Diddy's not gay and he's not gonna touch them. Because
Exactly.
where
Is he about to come touch me? He'll come up.
Escorts would get nervous because they didn't know Puff like that, but she would always assure them, look, he's never gonna touch you. He's not gay. He's just gonna be in the back watching.
Like I wrote in my book, bro, for real. I got a hearing problem.
Crazy, bro.
And
He did it,
sometimes
bro.
when he would give her directions, I would hear like something completely different. Like he'll say, "Yo, I like the position you in," and I'm like, "Yo, did he just say I wish I could penetrate him?" Like, you know what I'm saying?
What the fuck?
Like I'm hearing, like, "Yo, hold up." Wait,
His
what
brain making him hear that shit. Yeah.
So basically, you never could get comfortable because. So let's just be clear and get the elephant out the room for the audience.
Expensive ass hotel, baby oil everywhere, candles everywhere.
Right. So therefore, you're
Dark
saying
nigga in the
that
corner
already,
with
just to put everything
a
into
Middle
perspective,
Eastern fucking
that
veil
you're there for
on,
this chicken to get
beating
this money.
off.
You don't know it's Puff this whole time. So you already thinking like, okay, this nigga's being weird, whoever it is, and I got to keep an eye out for him because we don't know what type, in case he want to. If he get mad, if he want to join, I'm not with none of that. I'm here to bone your bitch, like you paid me to do, and stay the fuck out of it. But
Cameron
what you're saying
crazy.
is the paranoia intensified once you found out it was Puff, and you like, oh, hold on, now this shit done got to.
And also, the other thing too that you guys got to understand, look, I know there's a lot of young guys that watch me and stuff like that, but all my guys that are born in the 90s and the 80s, you guys know what I'm talking about. Puff was on top of the world, bro. Like, early 2000s, 90s, you
Yeah.
couldn't avoid this guy, bro. I'm telling you guys, like
Late
he
90s.
was like
97,
his biggest
98,
dream
99.
back then, right? He was like DJ Khaled, but bigger. Because even though he wasn't necessarily known as being like a great artist, he was known for being the dude that could bring multiple people from different factions together, right? And as being like a music mogul. And he was like the first, I would say, Diddy was the first rapper to like become a billionaire, kind of like to make hip hop into a business, to be credible and taken seriously in the business world. Diddy was that guy. See, and I got a bunch of guys in the chat grilling me. See, look, all you younger guys, you know, you might not know, because I know Diddy after like 2015 he started to fall off. People didn't really know what the fuck's going on. But early 2000, bro, he was on TV, he was on MTV Cribs, he was on VH1, he was on fucking Making a Band. He had the show with Danny Kane. You could not avoid this motherfucker in the early to mid 2000s, bro. You could not avoid him, bro. He was everywhere. Okay, like if you heard something on the radio, it was either his shit or
his artist.
Somebody that made that.
Exactly, or even his artist.
He was absolutely huge back then, man.
10.
And he was like the first rapper to like really be an entrepreneur. Clothing line with Sean John, alcohol with Ciroc, Revolt Television, you know, diversifying and dealing with other types of musicians, other type of artists, right? He was one of the first, like, he was like one of the main rappers that would like be doing collabs with people. He had a whole list of A-list friends. So, yeah.
Was not only am I fucking this nigga girl, but it's Puff. So now you saying you hearing shit that you wasn't hearing, and now you can't really enjoy the pussy like you want to enjoy it. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like I'm not intimately connected, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I don't think I got a real erection the entire time.
Right.
Like I was loading up on any pill, anything that I could take just to get there because I could not connect.
Yeah, we
You know
gonna.
what I'm saying? It was too paranoid, it was official paranoid, bro. Like,
Right.
cause I wasn't.
Yeah, and back then, like I said, he's paranoid because Diddy was that guy back then, bro. That's why he's paranoid, or he was paranoid.
I'm not used to being in that situation, and then it's like homie got on the veil and butt naked, and then like I said, I find out it's Puff, and then it's the rumors. So real talk, I'm like, yo, I don't want this to go left.
Well, listen, man, we gonna get you some pink horsepower because it don't matter what the situation is. That joint work. We gonna, you know, you from the block. We'll send you a case up there. Nah, you already, nigga. That ain't about nothing. Did you go raw ever?
Yo, bro, yeah.
No, every time he went raw, and this is actually where he had the problems. He went raw every time.
Real, bro. That same day when he threw the stack of hundreds.
Right.
Like we were on the bed and you know I started out, you know, I'm eating a box, right, and after you would tell it was like some excitement, some connection. So when I pop up, she's scooting towards me for the penetration, and she kind of looked at him.
Bruh. DeGito says, loving the trial coverage so far, been brilliant. Have you guys covered the Billy Goats Gruff situation with incident took place at the Bridge W show? I'm not familiar with that. I'll be honest with you, bro. I'm not familiar with that. Your boy Lem says, Myron, haha, I got something for you, bro. I promise this to make your day, brother. All right, let me I'll put it on the side. John E. Boy says, W. Myron, what's your take on Vitaly's situation that when PH offered deportation to both Russia and US, they refused, and he might be spending his whole sentence in the Philippines? I mean, you guys gotta remember, he's not an American citizen, so America doesn't really have any vested interest in him. You know, and then Russia, I don't think Russia wants him back. He's a Russian citizen. So I don't know, man. I feel bad because, like, I like Vitaly a lot, bro. And it sucks what he's going through. Santos says, Myron, why you never buy a woman a watch? Because there's a clock on the stove. Haha, good one. So yeah, bro. Yo, Lem, I'm looking at this picture, bro. This shit ain't even funny, nigga. Come on, man. Come on, man. This is kind of corny. I'll save you the embarrassment and not show the audience this shit. Because they'll call you a cornball if I put this up on screen, bro.
And he was like, yo, go ahead, have a good time.
That's that 2010 humor, man.
I mean, I was wild reckless. I just
Right.
was what it was.
So it's only one time you went raw. You repeatedly went raw.
That was, let's say that was the 4th time, and then it was every time to the last time.
Got you. Gotta go raw sometime. You gotta go raw and Cassie. It be like that, my nigga. Some of my co-hosts, they got a couple questions for you, but I got one more question
crazy,
before they ask
bro.
you a couple questions. We hear about 50's baby mom, Daphne, being involved in some of these things. Did you ever fuck Daphne, 50 Cent's baby mother?
Nah.
Okay, and the reason why he's asking that, chat, is because there's rumors that the woman that Diddy was dealing with in 2020, who I think is going to be witness 3 when it comes to the abuse, they got Cassie, they got Mia, and then there's supposed to be a 3rd woman that he met in 2020 that had a kid. A lot of people suspected that is 50 Cent's baby mom. So that is why he asked that question, chat.
Every time I was called or involved in any way, it was only Cassie.
All right, cool, man. Hey, yo, my man Larry, Sheree, you got a question?
All right, cool. Now, so anyway, I figured I'd show you guys that interview. It was some funny shit, bro. All right, let's get into the actual trial. What went down?
Jesse Weber, and welcome to Law and Crime's live coverage of the Sean Diddy Combs criminal trial at a federal court.
Why the fuck is their audio so trash?
Yeah, it does sound
Law
bad.
and Crime's live.
What the fuck?
Well, Jesse, first off, I have to say it was perfect.
Prosecution's case, and I'll get into who the witness.
Guys, is that their audio or mine?
Yeah, no, that's their shit.
Yeah, no, it's their fucking audio.
Are. We're going to have Elizabeth Milner up, our law and crime reporter, who just exited the courtroom to talk to us about today's testimony. And we have an all-star panel to take your questions for the next hour or so. Everything that happened.
All right, let's go to her.
Digital forensics expert took the stand. Why was he so important to today's testimony and the trial in general?
Okay, so a digital forensics expert took the stand today.
Well, Jesse, first off, I have to say it was perfect timing because the ambulance just passed by me as you were asking me this question. Also, I just want to shout out Germany for watching this. Little known fact about me is I actually grew up in Germany. But just as far as Frank Piazza's testimony goes, I was really kind of looking forward to his testimony. What did he have to say just about the Intercontinental Hotel?
Yeah, guys, it's their audio. It's not me. It's their audio, bro. Their audio is fucking garbage. Yeah, look. The audio is bad on this video, a lot of static noises. Please re-upload this with fixed audio, thanks in advance, yeah. Yeah, this shit is trash, man. Let me see if it fixes up later.
We see Cassie using...
Yeah, that shit's bad, bro. Yep. Let me find something else for y'all. Cause that shit is trash. I don't know how these niggas didn't have that. Bro, I'm telling you guys, bad audio, people will make concessions for bad video, but they will not make concessions for bad audio, bro. They're just not gonna do it.
This isn't natural.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just doing it for the watch hours, man. It works. Get my watch hours up.
When is the next clan meeting with Tommy? I am not sure.
Are you up for
But I'm just so happy my super runs, man.
No, I'm coming with you. Focus helps with clarity.
It's not the picture, bro. It's the music in the background. It's not playing any music on the background for me, bro. Okay, let me see here. Give me one sec, chat. That audio is cooked. All right, academics live. Let's see what he's talking about.
Because I run a male blog, and so we have a male point of view, and sometimes somebody with a female point of view might differ. And when I was trying to talk to her and just ask her about certain things, she said, listen, I didn't get what I was no naive chick. I came from the clubs. I understood what shit was. It gets to a point though where a nigga is just going too crazy. Like, he trying to fuck every chick you know. He trying to fuck all the rappers you won't work with. He's just going too crazy. And that's what she kind of told me was a line. She was just like, yo, it would be like the worst rapping ass chicks, and it would be like, yo, you know, I mean, it wasn't...
Okay, I think he's covering like the DDG shit or some shit like that. Yeah, but it is not, it's not his baby mom, bro. Let's see here, we'll go back.
That she was on cocaine when Diddy gave her that, purportedly made that threat that he could kill her. So the question of her credibility is something that we certainly should foresee the defense is going to try and attack, because she seems as if she has done a lot of drugs. She's admitted that she's done a lot.
He wrote that thing to...
Okay.
In her lawsuit, Cassie referred to her ex-girlfriend that she was sleeping with on the couch. She thought that was Tiffany, but Bungalin says, no, we weren't in a hotel, and my ex-girlfriend wasn't Tiffany. Okay, cool. Have you talked with Cassie about your testimony or hers? They said, no, I've had nightmares. I screamed. When was the last time you had nightmares? Bungalin says, the other day. Says, have you hired a lawyer about the balcony incident? He says, yes, my first lawyer. I hired in January 2024.
Okay, Bungalin. Okay, I think I know who this chick is. Let's see here, Bung. If I'm not mistaken, this is the Asian girl. Sean Diddy trial recap: woman who alleges dangled it from the balcony. Yeah, here he is. Who's by Brianna Bana Bungalan. Yeah, so I remember this. Okay, so this girl was mentioned earlier in the trial. Chat, this is the Asian girl that uses drugs, okay? And Diddy didn't like her because she would use drugs with Cassie. So Diddy did not want Cassie hanging out with this girl. This is her right here. She came up early on in the trial when Cassie talked about Diddy hanging her over a balcony or some shit like that. So, all right, so she took the stand today.
Diddy was very violent, bro.
Before. So did you mention everything?
Diddy's violent, bro.
She says no. So by the way, they're jumping ahead of what the defense is gonna say. Like, you know, everybody has a lawyer. So it seems everybody has a lawyer who is testifying. And
yeah, and they're gonna do that because a lot of these people are suing Diddy, so that's why.
And that's to kind of prevent the angle of you're only hiring a lawyer because you intend to sue and try to get some civil compensation, right? All good.
Can't be coincidence.
All good. We're trying to get caught up here, people.
Told us to expect numbers. Sounds like
I wanted to get to the idea of whenever they show those exhibits.
See on that video seems to be extremely high. So I personally do not agree with the strategy the defense seems to be employing here. Hanging out with Cassie, that he thought that they would do drugs together, and that at a certain stage in their
talking about Bungalan
relationship, looking around 2016 or so, that we've heard all sorts of indicators that Diddy was not happy about Cassie's drug use, and she testified that she did sometimes provide Cassie with drugs, and Cassie would pay for it, including oxycontin, cocaine, K, X, and an array of drugs. But there's some interesting stories that have come out already this morning that we had never heard before. One incident that Bana relayed is that she was at Cassie's house, which she said she was at frequently. She would frequently sleep there, either on the couch or on the balcony or in Cassie's room.
I'm trying to find, I'm assuming this is the guy?
16 of the Diddy trial. This morning we're getting to hear direct testimony from Bana, which is what her friends called her, Brianna Bonalan. She is the last of the inner circle of Cassie Ventura's friends from the time that she was dating Diddy. At least the last of the names that we've routinely...
Bro, I need to go back to New York, bro. I might need to go back to New York, chat, so I can fucking do this shit properly for you ninjas. I might need to go back, man. Frank.
Heard during direct testimony from several different witnesses, including Cassie herself. Now, the testimony from Bana is coming on the heels of testimony from an expert witness who was looking to verify the validity of the infamous surveillance video from the Intercontinental Hotel that displayed Diddy throwing Cassie to the ground, kicking her a couple of times, and then trying to drag her down the hall, and some very interesting cross-examination of the defense that raised a lot of eyebrows. I am Joe Neerman, aka Good Logic. I'm a New York litigator who has practiced in this very courthouse in the Southern District of New York, and I'm coming here from the Diddy trial trying to give you the legal perspective and background so you get a better understanding as to the opposing approaches of the state and defense, and see how this trial is progressing. If that sort of thing is your deal, I appreciate if you like, share, hit before this trial even started, which displays Diddy wearing nothing but a towel and socks, running down the hall of the Intercontinental and into the elevator bank, throwing Cassie. Infamous video that has been seen by millions of people before this trial even started, which displays Diddy wearing nothing but a towel and socks, running down the hall of the Intercontinental and into the elevator bank, throwing Cassie to the ground from behind. He grabs the back of her hood, throws her to the ground, and then kicks her a couple of times before trying to drag her down the hall. And we've heard a lot of testimony about this incident. The very first witness who came forward in this trial was the manager, who actually can be seen later on that surveillance video, who arrived on the scene, and he's the one who actually shot video of the video. And the defense has raised issues saying that it looks as if it's been sped up, and that maybe this raises some sort of issues as to the credibility of the video, perhaps seeking to get the court to toss the video altogether on the basis that it's not an fair and accurate depiction of what happened. But so the state brought in this expert witness trying to establish that it does fairly and accurately depict what happened. During the cross-examination, after he came forward and walked through on direct, that why it is that the video seemed to jump from this spot to that spot. And he explained how it's a motion-sensitive surveillance camera, meaning it's not always going to be operating. It only turns on when it detects that there's some level of motion. And there was talk about ghost images and whether the video skips at certain points. And he actually shared some interesting tidbits saying that the wall parts that are shown there, the parts that don't move, are static, meaning it always looks like that unless something interrupts it. It might not even be capturing what's happening in that very moment, which is very interesting. There was indication that perhaps Diddy threw the vase, which supposedly he had simply knocked over. That was relatively new. And on cross-examination, Tenny Garagos for the defense kept going through the video, like frame by frame, and a lot of people had questions about this. I want to share with you a thought about this from a legal perspective. You know, there's a famous incident.
All right, let's move forward.
So perhaps they're hopeful that they can get a ruling from the court to have this thing tossed on the lack of its reliability. If you don't have the
See, bro, not everybody's cut out to be a YouTuber, bro. I'll be honest with y'all. A lot of niggas are just not cut out for this shit, bro. Like,
second witness to come forward today is Brianna Bonalon.
Okay, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere here. Dude didn't even put timestamps.
Witness to come forward today is Brianna Bonalon, aka Bana. She is a friend who we've heard a lot of testimony about how Diddy didn't like her hanging out with Cassie, that he thought that they would do drugs together, and that at a certain stage in their relationship, looking around 2016 or so, that we've heard all sorts of indicators that Diddy was not happy about Cassie's drug use, and she testified that she did sometimes provide Cassie with drugs. And
that's my bot.
Pay for it, including.
That's my bot. That's my mech.
Cocaine, K, X, and an array of drugs. But there's some interesting stories.
Hola, brother. I made some merch concepts for the squad and sent them to you next. Check them out and let me know if anything needs to be altered. Thanks for all the wisdom. Brett is handling all the merch, guys. That's not really me, but merch is coming soon. I got a couple designs.
Stories that have come out already this morning that we had never heard before. One incident that Bana relayed is that she was at Cassie's house, which she said she was at frequently. She would frequently sleep there, either on the couch or on the balcony or in Cassie's room. And she said one time there was a pounding on the door, and that Diddy came in and he took a knife and threw it at Cassie. And he said, she thought it came close to Cassie, and the state asked Bono how did Cassie respond. And she said she picked up the knife and threw it back at him.
Whoa.
This is something we had never heard before, but obviously that is displaying certainly a reckless disregard, one would think, for basic safety. The second story
I believe it.
that we had never heard is Bana testified that she was she was on the beach with Cassie, and Diddy was there, and then he came up to her and spoke close to her in her face and said that I am your devil and I can kill you.
Oh man.
And she said that it freaked her out, it terrified her. But she was,
I am your devil and I can kill you?
Asked, why did you continue to hang out with Diddy after that? And she said, I don't know.
Clout, stupid females. Stupid. Usual.
Why did you continue to hang out with Cassie after that? I don't know. Now, her testimony seems like someone who is somewhat affected in the sense that she talks softly, she talks like someone who had suffered through some trauma. I am not speculating. There's been no talk that trauma has come at the hands of the defendants or from other things in her life, so I'm certainly not speculating about that. But I just want to convey to you the feeling that she gives when she's testifying, that her voice sounds very soft. A lot of the questions seem borderline leading, if not really leading, in order to try to elicit her testimony. And her testimony began, the opening statement that she made when she was asked, state your name. Do you know Diddy? Yes. How do you know Diddy? He tried hanging me. He hanged me over the 17th floor of a balcony window. That's how her testimony started. Now, we had heard talk in opening statements
and we heard this from a couple of other people as well. And the thing also that's interesting is, like, a lot of these people have lawsuits out there. So that's how we've heard a lot of this information prior to the trial. Crazy stuff, man.
Diddy had dangled a woman off the balcony of a window, and there was some testimony from Cassie and a third party. I'm trying to remember. I think it was Deontay, but I'm not sure. I don't recall precisely about the Bana on the balcony with Diddy incident. But the Cassie wasn't there when it happened.
Hey guys, we only got 859 likes. Let's get to 1,000, my ninja. Smash that like button. Okay, let's get to 1,000.
No one seemed to have been there aside from Bana, so we're gonna have to hear from her. And the question is how much credibility she's going to have.
She is a drug user, so that's gonna be tough.
This is doing a lot of drugs. She admits that she was on cocaine when Diddy gave her purportedly made that threat that he could kill her. So the question of her credibility is something that we certainly should foresee the defense is going to try and attack, because she's...
Oh yeah, they definitely are. They're 100% about to cook her on that. Oh, really? This happened? Okay, tell me, were you high when this happened? So, yeah.
Seems as if she has done a lot of drugs. She's admitted that she's done a lot of drugs, and even on the stand, she seems very soft and almost a little bit lost. So it'll be interesting to see how the defense attacks, but one would expect that they're going to attack the reliability of her memory, given the volume of drugs that she's admitted to having consumed. That's what I've got to see so far. I'm really looking.
All right, so let's see if what the afternoon testimony was. Anything else? There's a screaming woman. All right, let's go real quick. Portnoy, apparently this happened earlier today. I want to watch this argument. Portnoy got pissed off with some of these guys. Let's go ahead and go into this, and then we'll cover the big, beautiful bill after this.
I think right now you probably
don't do it. Silence everything. What do you? Every comedian, don't tell a joke about it. Because, that's how the world works. I agree with you.
Go back to your question. When does freedom of speech impinge
That was your
freedom
question,
of
not mine.
religion?
That was your question.
Answer it.
How many deaths?
Yeah.
I don't have an answer.
Like how in America, American
what's your
citizens.
answer? What's your answer to that question?
Now.
We're there.
Now.
So now what? So now what do we do?
So maybe you stop with the fucking Jew jokes and act like it's not a big deal when someone does fuck the Jews in a bar.
Or,
bro, this guy's such a bitch.
No, here's the thing.
Bro, Dave Portnoy is such an unlikable fucking scumbag, dude. Like, the dude is literally just... Like, bro, you eat pizza, man. Like, you're a pizza taster, bro. You're like a typical... fucking, frat bro, pizza eating, weed smoking, alcoholic, degenerate fucking loser, man. Like, bruh. Like, nobody watches Barstool Sports anymore, man. These guys haven't been popping since like the early 2010s, 2013. That's like when they were at their peak. Right? But like this guy, bro, and the crazy part is like he signed with Rumble. He like did a partnership deal with Rumble. And it's like, bro, you're over here crying about freedom of speech? Like, or you're trying to impeach on freedom of speech because it offends you because you're making fun of them boys? Like, bro, that makes zero sense. That makes zero sense why he's so fucking sensitive.
I'm with you 1,000%.
Bro, people shit on Muslims every fucking day. You don't see me going crazy.
No. You should have fucking kicked those people out. Of course you should.
I'm not talking about kicking them out. I'm talking about...
You want to go to jail? Like, what do you want? Like, those guys...
You are defending this guy, Mick, for what he said right after that happened. He's not anti-Semitic.
I'm not defending him. No, I'm not...
Your brain goes in...
Look at this fucking guy. He's anti-Semitic.
I'm not defending him, Dave. What I'm saying is, you should have him on here or somebody else like that and fight with them, because then you have a conversation.
That's what this idiot wants.
Dave, these guys that wrote the thing at the bar, fuck the Jews, right?
Yes.
You're gonna fucking fly them to Auschwitz. Some guy tweets at you something. You want to fucking? He's not.
It was a bar I owned. It was a bar I owned.
They should have been kicked out. So my thing.
Yeah, kick him out. Don't let him back in. But for you to go ahead and make like a whole big post about it and put the kid on blast, bro, the kid that he put on blast, and give me one sec, Chuck. Give me one sec.
Fight them yourself. If you don't get over here right now, I'll tell her all about it.
Is she talking to him? I think so. I think they can communicate.
Greer is still alive. And they're coordinated.
We're down an ally. Retreat! I'll send a distress message to the Alliance.
No, this is my doing.
Yeah, it's Fresh and Fit. That's Myron Gaines. That's Fit from Fresh and Fit.
I had to get some protein chips, ninjas, and some blueberries. Well, watch this thing and then I'll break it down.
No, it's not just kick out, Kirk. Are you ignoring what's going on in the world?
No,
right
I'm
now?
not. What do you want to do with those guys? What do you want to do? What do you want to do with those guys?
Kirk,
Put them in jail for
Kirk,
50 years?
Kirk,
Fine. I don't care.
I didn't
They're
say that.
assholes.
You're quite literally changing everything you say, Kirk. If you just want me to kick him out, not mention it, not care that this kid
Not at all.
is anti-Semitic,
Not at all.
shut
Not at all.
up. If you just want me to ignore it,
Don't tell me to shut up. Don't
shut the fuck up, you bald fuck.
Okay, go ahead.
How's that?
Oh, it's kill. I'll never recover from that, Dave. Go ahead, continue. I'll never recover.
Well,
damn,
bro, and this is one of his employees, bro. Look at how he's treating his guy on air in front of everybody. Like, this all started, guys, going back in time a little bit.
Exactly. Okay, he started the
That's what happened.
He started the video game.
Some college kids are at a bar celebrating a birthday in Philadelphia. A couple of the kids pitch in and get a bottle. And when they get the bottle, you know how the bottle girls bring out the little sign and they're, you know, putting it up and down.
Oh, look at you. Oh, your leg.
It's nothing. Just needs bandaging.
Bandaging? Stay still. What were you thinking? Trekking the Isles alone? Battling monsters? And you didn't think it was wise to stop him?
He said, "Where'd Jane charge?" I don't know, man.
Guess I lost his detainment paperwork too.
But it's all fine and grand when you do it. You take off to go fight without telling us where you are. Or who.
My situation, it's different. I have better
This guy think you do now.
myself.
You can kill more easily.
It's never easy. There's more to magic than causing harm. Protection, attunement to the world around you. Healing. How are you feeling now?
Yeah, soon.
A lot.
It is a good time to do it during the story mode.
Those who use magic only to destroy practice destruction. True wizards know magic as a practice of balance. That's where real power comes from.
Let's give them a moment. Those Titans have done a number on the ecosystem. Could tend to some things around here.
The cub will need a bit to recuperate anyway. Might as well use the downtime to think up a plan.
Wavvy Beatz.
Ah, recognition.
Pokey. Poised arrow. Sorry. I'm sorry that I lied to you.
I'll talk to him because sometimes you get a mastery point or something.
Ma called me Pokey because I was always watching leaves float down the stream. Paws never clean. Eyes to the sky, I was. Pa didn't call me Pokey until she died. I think he started to do it to remind me of her. Worked, it did. I miss her.
I wish I'd known your ma longer.
Me too. Impatient.
It's the longest I played Guild Wars in a while, but
She was kind and strong.
write that down.
But listening to everyone weep together was the most connected I'd felt with the Bearkin in a very, very long while.
Fit in, you do. Even if you are some wizard, whatever that means. Do you think you're gonna go back to the Skywatchers?
I don't know yet, Poyadero. I have many mistakes to atone for. Trust to regain. Yours included.
You can call me Pokey.
Pokey.
I'm fine, truly. Finding my joy in watching the two of them figure it out. Waiting Sorrow is incredible, and far more empathetic than Isgarin. I joined this mission to get to know the Astral Ward, to see if they would at all be helpful in healing the Pale Tree. Dagonet and I are desperate. Mother, you'd think she'd have made more progress by now, but still she wilts. Perhaps someone like Sorrow is exactly who we're looking for.
Yeah, no scratches. Thinking a lot about Krisha and the vote. I was mad. Let her see that I was mad. I'm an imperator, that's not good. But that's not the point. Her choice wasn't wrong. We didn't know enough. And now we know that there are two Titans. Do we hunt them down while they're weak? Do we have time to wait? I don't know.
right where I left you. Tell me you've pulled yourself away for a meal at least.
Wayfinder, there's been plenty to keep me busy of late, though I don't need to tell you that.
I'm afraid this won't settle your nerves any. We had another brush with the Titans.
Titans? So Isgarn was correct. You'll love that.
2 in total, and they're working together. Greer, who we thought previously defeated, and Decima, a lightning conduit.
And how did this battle fare?
Brutal, but useful. We discovered a possible vulnerability of the Titans, a fragile inner core. The Claw's son was injured blocking an attack, so our battle was cut short. Brave and stupid.
A sentiment completely alien to the two of us. How's he doing now?
On the mend. We made it to the village healing master in time to treat him.
No easy task, carrying a grown Cody to safety. And what did you say was used to treat him?
I didn't. The healing master is versed in some level of recovery magic. Trained in the Shiver Peaks, apparently.
Interesting. I suppose healing magic would be less frowned upon than the more ostentatious schools. Can never be sure who knows more than they're letting on. You're a reader, yes? I was reading a fascinating book earlier. It's upstairs. You should give it a look. And, act natural.
Wavvy Beatz.
Thought it would be interesting to have somebody on who you disagree with, who I think at the end you wouldn't disagree with that much, have a conversation, which is what I thought you were trying to do. Hold on one second. Which I thought you were trying to do with bringing these guys to Auschwitz, trying to have a conversation. So you put a name in the face of somebody you disagree with and have an actual conversation.
The main village, Harvest Den, and 2 more farther west. They're hunting and fishing outposts. Well enough.
So let's go to Dom. ADL CEO Jonathan Greenblatt calls for strict censorship on X, Instagram, and TikTok, saying anti-Semites must be removed once and for all. Here's a clip. This guy is the face of censorship in the United States of America, guys. This guy right here. Take a good look. Jonathan Greenblatt is a fucking scumbag. Scumbag. He's head of the ADL, Anti-Defamation League, which was created to protect a pedophile rapist named Leo Frank after he killed an innocent little girl in a pencil factory and raped her.
I told you.
That's what the ADL was created for. It's created to defend a pedophile. Let's see what this dumbass has got to say. Here he is on CNN.
Speakers spreading blood libels in an environment where you have social media influencers making baseless claims. people like Hassan Piker over on Twitch, or there's others on TikTok and Instagram saying wild, baseless things about Jews, about Zionists, about Israelis. Vlad, I worry that this could even get worse. So I think we really need tech platforms to step up and stop, lifting up these intemperate voices. We need elected officials to speak out. We need people from all walks of life to stand with their Jewish friends and neighbors today, maybe show up for their own walk next weekend and say we won't be intimidated by the bigots.
Because I look at social media now, and many of these platforms, I mean, the dominant characteristic that I see is what you're describing: anti-Semitism, racism, misogyny, and the spread of
Happy to help.
Oh, interesting. I wonder who he's been watching. Not me, though, of course.
Information. So how to combat that? What is the ADL doing? I mean, are you having conversations with the leaders of these companies to at least try to remove that nefarious content from their platforms?
Yeah, Vlad, we've talked about this before over the years. I think social media is a super spreader, as you said, of anti-Semitism and racism, all kinds of hate. Unfortunately, companies like X and Meta have retreated from content moderation in recent months, introducing these community notes.
Yeah, because that's a lot better. Nobody wants censorship, bro. Nobody wants fucking censorship, man. Like, it's always you fucking losers that call for censorship, man.
Which is by no means a panacea. I mean, Vlad, it's a little crazy that the most sophisticated, profitable companies on the planet Earth are outsourcing content moderation to the users. So yeah, we are seeing a rampant, just explosion of hate. We are not only talking to the companies themselves, we're talking to the regulators.
And just so you guys know, Jonathan Greenblatt is responsible for getting TikTok banned back in earlier this year. And Trump kept it from being banned for 24 hours. If you guys remember. This guy right here was one of the biggest lobbyists to get TikTok banned.
I mean, I think it is time for government to step up here. These companies are, they say too big to fail. These companies are too big to just leave alone. I mean, they're almost monopolistic. And again, they allow for this unmitigated rise of the kind of hate that explodes in real life, just like you're seeing on the screen. So yeah, it is time for these companies to demonstrate the same kind of accountability that we see in other media businesses and simply, knock the Nazis, knock the anti-Zionists off the platform once and for all.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Look, let's go ahead and do a quick little deep dive on the ADL, okay? ADL, right? So here we go. This is the ADL, right? I'm about to wake you guys up right now to how fucking censorship works in America. The Anti-Defamation League, formerly known as Anti-Defamation League of Benai Birth, is a New York-based international non-governmental organization that was founded to combat anti-Semitism as well as form bigotry and discrimination, right? He's the current CEO. Now, when was it formed? Let's see here. It was created... Are they not going to talk about? Okay, September 1913, right? Now, it was created to protect this guy, Leo Frank, okay? Was an American lynching victim convicted in 1913 of the murder of 13-year-old Mary Fagan, an employee in a factory in Atlanta, Georgia, where he was the superintendent. Frank's trial, conviction, and unsuccessful appeals attracted national attention. His kidnapping from the prison and lynching became the focus of social, regional, political, and racial concerns, particularly regarding anti-Semitism. Modern researchers generally agree that Frank was wrongly convicted. Yeah, okay, bro. Basically, this guy was one of them boys, right? And he was tried and convicted for killing and raping a little girl, Mary Fagan, okay? That's why the ADL was created, to basically support this fucking guy, right? That's what the ADL is, chat. That's the dark history of this piece of shit parasitic organization that is trying to take your rights away of freedom of speech, because that's what the ADL does, right? They go after people that are critical of Israel, people that are critical of them boys and their power and American influence, and they label everything as evil anti-Semitism, right? So this is the problem. You got guys like Dave Portnoy and now Jonathan Greenblatt pushing for mass censorship on social media platforms because their feelings. Once they start going after the comedians, it's a rap, chat. It's a rap. That's where we are right now. That's where we are. That's why I'm so big on when I tell you guys, don't fucking condone violence. Because whenever these fucking radical leftists or anybody conducts acts of violence, guess what? It justifies their position more. We're not going to win this with violence, guys. We're going to win this with ideas, with discourse, with debate. Look, they're already scared. They're already terrified. Oh, well, you need to censor everybody. You don't need violence if you got the truth on your side. And if you do commit acts of violence, all you do is prop up these dickheads to justify more censorship. When the Colorado attack happened, when the embassy attack happened, all these idiots went to mainstream television saying, we need more censorship, we need more censorship. Benjamin Netanyahu puts out a fucking address. Anti-Semitism is on the rise. Israel must defend itself. This is why we are warring against Hamas. They are using it to fit their political agendas. Do you not see that, chat? Do you not see that? So anyone that advocates for violence against the Jewish people needs to be completely...
All right, man. You do that, J-Man.
Don't deal with that individual whatsoever. Because they're actually doing what the Zionists want, which is to impede on your freedom of speech. We know that they practice the Hannibal Directive.
Yeah.
We know that the Israeli government doesn't give a fuck about its people. We know that they killed a bunch of them on October 7th. We know that the Apache helicopters shot the concert goers. We know that the tanks were shooting into the kibbutzes. They don't care about their people. They don't care about any life, really. They care about Israeli life a little bit, and then they care about Palestinian life even less than that. But if it can help them fit their agenda, to push mass censorship, to justify wars across the Middle East, to justify hegemony in the Middle East, under the guise of self-defense, any type of domestic action that occurs in the United States, whether it be a terrorist attack, a shooting, any of this stuff, is what they want. How do you guys think we end up becoming a police state like we are now? America entered the surveillance state after 9/11. The United States government had information
Gonna end this
that
live
Osama bin Laden was
in a
gonna
bit.
attack
Take a small
United
break and
States
then do the
for
TikTok
years.
live.
They've been watching him since
Yeah,
the
I'm so
90s.
sore.
And
I'm working
they had
out.
sent warnings to the White House all 2001, saying that attacks were imminent and that they might use planes. They couldn't give a date or a time, but they knew that it was coming. Well, what ended up happening after 9/11? The Patriot Act was ushered in. We were able to start collecting information on U.S. citizens. The Department of Homeland Security was created.
Oh, I bet that should smell good.
Launched the war.
It's in Boston. You should snack it off his grill.
Invaded the Middle East.
Yeah, it smells good.
So, terrorism, attacks against innocent people, it's almost always weaponized by higher level powers to justify and rationalize putting in new procedures or laws. And right now, with the embassy shootings, with the Colorado attacker, or anything else that comes after this, it is going to be used to rationalize censorship and encroaching upon your First Amendment right to free speech. That's what's happening, chat. That's what's happening. Even a retard like Dave Portnoy, who doesn't understand the law whatsoever, doesn't understand this conflict in the Middle East, is over here speaking up. So, hey man, don't say I didn't warn you. Let's see here. We got, like Mara said, is only free speech when it benefits them. Fuck these herbs. Myron, you have an Amazon basket so we can buy Frank some treats? I don't have an Amazon basket. Let's see here. Unforgiven says, the only thing worse than freedom to the guilty is killing the innocent and leaving your soul filthy. Mark, can we host this raid Portnoy stream? I think he's asking us to. Nah.
Don't worry, you're safe.
Yeah, fuck Dave Portnoy. Alright. Owlboy says, this guy's a maggot. Jonathan Green, whatever. D. Almeida says, W. Meyer, W. Frank, W. Katz. You and Frank are my favorite racist Sudanese American influencer. Okay. For real, I really admire you and your work. Frank needs a sibling. Get Andrew to look up Scottish fold cats. They're cute, friendly, and great temperament. Owlboy said, a lot of people are awake now. All I see on IG Reels now are super base stuff regarding them boys, mustache man, sexual dynamics, and female nature. And all the comments on the vids are agreeing. We can only hope it's too late to censor them now. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we got the truth on our side, chat. There's no need to do anything. We don't need violence. You don't need violence when you got the truth on your side. We can change the public perception with our voices. We protest, we boycott, we make content, we bring awareness to people, we promote documentaries that tell the truth. That's all we got to do, man. Use our voice. Okay, so let's go into the big, beautiful bill. All right, so real quick, as you guys know, Donald Trump is working on this, the one big, beautiful bill. And it's a comprehensive package of legislation passed by the House of Representatives in May 2025, encompassing various provisions, including tax cuts, border security measures, and cuts to the Medicaid program. It seeks to extend and expand the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, adds new tax deductions, and allocates funding for border security, and includes provisions for Medicaid reform. Okay, here's a more detailed breakdown. So tax provisions, the bill makes permanent the 2017 tax cuts, which include lower individual and corporate tax rates, increased standard deductions, and other changes. Now, let's be honest here, guys. We all know, right? Republicans always have corporation tax cuts. And I know some of you guys are going to say, why the fuck are they going and giving tax cuts to the corporations? The reason why, guys, is the philosophy from the Republican side, and this is what they always vote on this, right? The
So
philosophy is,
they bring jobs to
corporate tax
America.
cuts, you allow the company to get larger profit margins. Larger profit margins means that they're going to invest back into the business.
Which
Right?
supposed to
And
help
hire more
America.
people.
That's what they're supposed to
Right?
do.
It's more of a trickle-down effect, which I do agree with to some degree, right? It helps with forging jobs. Now, a lot of Democrats would disagree with this concept, but, you know, here's what it is. It includes provisions for no tax on tips and no tax on overtime, creating no new individual tax income deductions for qualified tips and overtime.
Yeah, I like
pay.
listening to them. For
It's
sure, for
also
sure.
increasing funding for border security, right? And then Medicaid reform. So let's go ahead. This video does a really good job of explaining it, because I know some of you guys might not be too familiar with how, you know, passing bills works in America. So let's watch this little video for you guys, and we'll, you know, give some commentary.
Right now. And it's all about whether President Trump's big beautiful bill will
Yeah, I'm about
pass.
to end it.
The House of Representatives already approved.
And also, just so you guys know,
I'm
Elon
gonna
Musk
hop
is not
on
happy with
TikTok
this
for the rest of the night
because,
soon.
It's going to increase the debt. It's going to increase the deficit. And what Elon Musk came in with Doge, his job was to create, was to save money, right? The Department of Government Efficiency. His job was literally come in there and save money for the government. But this bill is going to kind of undo a lot of the shit that he did with Doge. So Elon Musk has not been happy about this whatsoever. And I'll show you guys real quick one of his posts on this shit.
Elon Musk.
Let me show you guys real fast. Here he is. Look, 3.7 trillion, that's how much our leaders forecast the reconciliation bill will cost. 10% of national debt in one bill. Our government is out of control. See, insane. See how he's reposting all this shit when it comes to bills? Thomas Massey. So all the Republicans voted on this, by the way. And like Thomas Massey and like two other Republicans did not vote for this bill. But the big, beautiful bill is a debt bomb ticking. It's also the biggest missed opportunity conservatives have ever had to put our country back on track of fiscal sanity. If we defeat this bill, a better one can be offered. So, X filed a federal lawsuit against individuals for attempting to abuse X create a revenue sharing program by posting inauthentic content and faking engagement metrics. What the fuck? Okay, whatever. Look, this spending bill contains the largest increase in debt ceiling in U.S. history. Look, that was 27 minutes ago. So Musk is not happy, chat. He's been complaining about this fucking bill all day, right? Kill the bill. Bankrupt America is not okay. Literally. And guys, he just resigned, or he just left the White House. So this is a 180-degree turn from what he was doing before. So he is not happy whatsoever. I think a bill can be bigger and beautiful. I don't think if it could be both, right? So, Megyn Kelly, Elon Musk is the greatest free speech warrior in the modern world. That's not true. Megyn Kelly's a retard. Elon Musk has become so important in expanding national debate. Okay, so of course he's gonna post this thing of this
left because he sends out strange tweets sometimes, and so who cares? This guy is the greatest free speech warrior that we have in the modern day world because of.
No, that goes to Chris Pavlovsky, the owner of Rumble, not Elon Musk. But anyway, you guys can see here, he's not happy with this bill. His whole fucking page has been about this bill. All right, I think you guys get the idea.
Proved it, but now it's in the Senate, and that's where things are getting tricky. Republicans have a small edge in the Senate.
And they're gonna lose the Senate soon, in midterms probably. I'm almost certain they're gonna lose it.
With 50,
so they will not have that majority soon.
3 seats out of 100. That means they can't afford to lose more than 3 votes from their own party. If they do, the bill fails, and no Democrats are expected to support it. The challenge? Republicans themselves are divided. Some think the bill cuts
Guys, we got 3,000 plus you guys in here, 4,300 between everything, guys. Do me a favor, smash that like button. We're live on Rumble, Castle Club, etc. Do me a solid, like the video, guys. Let's get to 2,000 likes.
too much, especially from health programs like Medicaid, while others argue it doesn't go far enough. A few have even floated future cuts to Social Security as part of broader spending reforms. That's creating real tension, since many Americans view Social Security as off-limits. So let's break it down. What's actually in the bill? What's being debated? And how could it affect your benefits? Let's take a closer look at the key proposals and the high-stakes fight unfolding in the Senate. One of the first issues causing real disagreement among Republicans is Social Security. While President Trump has pledged not to cut Social Security benefits, this bill falls short of earlier promises to eliminate taxes on Social Security income. Instead, it introduces a $4,000 standard deduction for seniors 65 and older, but only if you make less than $75,000 as an individual or $150,000 as a couple. That's meant to lower how much of your income is taxed. And for many seniors, every bit of relief helps. But this deduction is temporary and set to expire in 2028. Still, many seniors were hoping for more, especially the full repeal of taxes on Social Security benefits. Some lawmakers, like Senator Ron Johnson, have even proposed reclassifying Social Security as discretionary spending, meaning it would need to be voted on each year, a move that could threaten the stability of the program. A lot of people feel like they're being taxed twice, once when they earn the money and again when they retire. The failure to fix this issue is frustrating for many, and some lawmakers have said they want to revisit it later. This internal split has made it hard for Republicans to agree on how far to go. Some say the bill should do more for seniors, while others are worried about the rising national debt. And then there's Medicaid, another major sticking point. If you or someone in your family uses Medicaid,
I'm trying to figure out where I get this water from.
And a lot of Americans use it.
Nah.
The bill proposes new work requirements for
Nah,
certain adults
not at
to
all. They're
qualify.
spending too much money,
It
bro.
also freezes provider taxes that many states use to help fund Medicaid, especially rural states. That means some states could lose critical funding, making it harder to keep local clinics and small-town hospitals open. In some areas, seniors could be forced to travel further just to access basic care, which adds both time and cost, something that's not always easy for those living on fixed incomes or with mobility issues. Senators like Susan Collins from Maine and Lisa Murkowski from Alaska are speaking out. They're worried that seniors and rural residents would be hit the hardest. When healthcare access is already limited, even small funding changes can have big effects: fewer doctors, longer travel, or higher costs. In states with large rural populations, this could quickly turn into a crisis of
Yeah, we don't got universal health care in the United States, guys, so this is a big deal for a lot of people.
access, where seniors are unable to get timely checkups, treatments, or medication support. And then there's the idea
what's up, Pop?
of new copays for Medicaid users.
He said, where am I blacking
Senator
out?
Josh Hawley of Missouri calls it a sick tax. He says that asking people who are already sick
It's
or
ran
poor
out, bro.
to pay more just to see a doctor isn't fair. And for
You ran
many
out.
seniors on a fixed
Gotta
income,
talk to your government.
even $5 or $10 extra could mean skipping a visit.
They're blowing
or
through
prescription.
gorillions.
This change could discourage preventive care, leading to worse health outcomes and higher costs down the road.
I'll give you,
this
you
actually
get
does
the
bring
knee.
a lot of,
Shout out
questions
to you,
out
bro. I
there.
appreciate
a
you
lot
for
of
stopping
people
by.
on the left, which, to be honest with you guys, I do understand their
Shut the
argument with
pop.
this. One of the things that the left and the progressives and the Democrats always complain about is how we have a for-profit care system, healthcare system. And obviously, when you make anything for-profit, ethics tend to go out the window, right? It starts becoming, you're basically using capitalism in a sector that shouldn't be involved with capitalism, into some people's opinion, right? When you are creating for-profit medical systems, what ends up happening is this is why insurance claims get denied. This is why you got people like Luigi Mangione going crazy because they oppose the healthcare system the way that we have it here, because it's in their best interest to deny people care.
Where are my
so they can
gorillions?
save money, right? Like I said before, these
I don't
companies
know,
have a
man.
fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders to be profitable. So United Healthcare, right? So what happened? Actually, a funny story for you guys, right? So after Luigi Mangione did what he did, right? And executed.
All right, look, hey, I'm about to get off of here.
I think
I'll be
United
live on
Healthcare, if I'm not
TikTok
mistaken.
soon.
United Healthcare started to approve more claims,
Like an hour or
Stopped denying
less.
as many, right? And the benefit, the investors complained and said, no, you guys need to start denying more of these claims, so the stock goes up and we're able to get more money.
Yeah, I'll be back.
And,
I'll be on
you know,
TikTok
this is
live
kind of
in a bit. GG.